What is up? What is up? YouTube, the Roc Nation's downfall has begun. I've been waiting to do this, man. I've been so busy because all these big heads they down falling. Uncle Mike trying to uplift. I'm gonna say downfall and I'm a upfall, but you don't fall. Yeah, I guess you're falling in reverse. Shout out to Falling in Reverse and that crew, man. They rocks. They rocks and roll. But check this out, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's see what this bad boy all about. Let's check it out.
The downfall of Roc Nation has officially begun yesterday.
Snap.
A couple of dominoes that we've been expecting to fall has officially fell. Demory Hadley's lawsuit against her mom, Desiree Perez, who's the president of Roc Nation, should have been everything that anyone would ever need regarding how much power Roc Nation yields and how Roc Nation used their power to essentially torment anybody they don't like. I don't want to rehash history, but for y'all who haven't seen the lawsuit, Desiree Perez really disliked the daughter's husband, so she promised to get the daughter institutionalized if the daughter don't leave the husband. Now, the messages the lawsuit provided, Desiree Perez allegedly told her daughter, if you don't leave that N-word with the hard R, by the way, I'm gonna have you institutionalized. And the daughter thought it was a joke until she began to witness in real time her being institutionalized and Desiree Perez and Roc Nation utilizing mental health professionals who are well-respected in their fields to essentially diagnose her without ever meeting her and having her institutionalized. Once the mental health institutions got corrupted and bought out to institutionalize the daughter illegally, the chief of police was also bought out to illegally arrest the husband. And when the arresting officers came to arrest the husband, they told the husband, we don't even know why we are arresting you. This is above our pay grade. This came from up top. And then after enough complaints and the news got involved, the chief of police was forced to issue a 14-page apology confessing that the husband should have never been arrested, that Desiree Perez obtained illegal evidence, that they're sorry and it would never happen again. This is the level of power that we're dealing with. And as somebody who respects a powerful hand, you got to applaud it, bro. This level of power would be very respected if it was utilized for good instead of evil. Now, the daughter, her coming out in her lawsuit was treated like a conspiracy. And you began to really see the stronghold that Roc Nation has on the media because you had podcasts, really big podcasts in media, in the culture, dismissing the daughter as if she was like nothing but a conspiracy theorist. Like even applauding that Desiree Perez has every right to control her daughter's life because she's the mom, even though the daughter is a fully grown adult who is involved in a marriage that she seems to be happy in. So the daughter was quickly dismissed. However, somebody who we did not expect to be coming out and contributing to the fight to expose and take down Roc Nation, that person has spoken out. And that person is giving their full support to the daughter. And based on this person, that sparked a domino effect yesterday to where we began to see nothing but Roc Nation exposed pieces and more evidence of Roc Nation really doing some terrible things. Nicki Minaj has begun the good fight against Roc Nation. Before her tirade on Twitter yesterday, she actually dropped or hopped on a remix of Banned in New Orleans with Lil Wayne. Now, her verse was directly aimed at Roc Nation and Jay-Z. Towards the very end, we got the most direct shot I think anyone has ever sent towards Jay-Z way in a very long time. Now, I don't have the flow or the talent of Nicki Minaj, so bear with me. But Nicki Minaj will rap, NFL, fire some ninjas and then call us. A direct shot at Roc Nation and Jay-Z, because Roc Nation and Jay-Z is who run the Super Bowl halftime performance. Nicki Minaj is saying she's not doing it unless y'all fire Roc Nation and Jay-Z and then give her a call. But Nicki Minaj's beef with Jay-Z and Roc Nation didn't begin when Roc Nation snubbed Lil Wayne from performing at the Super Bowl. Nicki Minaj will take to Twitter to actually break down that her issues with Roc Nation and Jay-Z extend far beyond the Super Bowl drama. Nicki Minaj will tweet out justice for Dem, which is short for Demory Hadley, which is Desiree Perez's daughter, standing in solidarity with her. Nicki Minaj would explain why she's standing in solidarity with Demory Hadley. Nicki would imply that all the times that she was quote-unquote hacked, that it was Desiree Perez and Roc Nation. She would write, they've had access to my accounts on all platforms. I didn't change the password either. I let them continue doing everything they allegedly did to Demory to me. And you have no idea how disgusting it gets. Enough is enough. She's implied or hinted towards not liking Roc Nation or Jay-Z in the past, but today she had nothing but time. And right before her rant or her attack on Roc Nation could really start, it looks like someone was intervening because Nicki Minaj will begin to repost tweets from her fans where when they use the hashtag justice for them, their tweets will get blocked and they can't send it. This user actually showed proof that it took him a couple of tries to be able to post justice for them. And it wasn't until Nicki Minaj made a big deal about it that other people were suddenly allowed to make tweets with the hashtag justice for them. Nicki would claim that Jay-Z and Roc Nation is able to affect her presence on Twitter, or they're able to block certain hashtags that make them or their associates look bad, because when Jay-Z sold title to Jack Dorsey, while Jack was still the owner of Twitter in 2021, as part of the sale, Jay-Z was made a board member of Block, which at the time was the parent company of Twitter. While there, Jay-Z obviously garnered relationships of some people and employees who still work at Twitter. Now, this is all alleged, by the way. There's no current proof that Jay-Z is affecting hashtag. Maybe Twitter just don't like justice for them. And, they have a specific interest in making sure that nobody says anything bad about Desiree Perez. Maybe it's Elon Musk, not Roc Nation. Maybe Elon Musk just likes Roc Nation and Desiree Perez. Yeah, if that makes sense, okay? Now, Nicki Minaj would also say that she relates to when Demory Hadley dropped the lawsuit. And in the lawsuit, she wrote that Desiree Perez and Roc Nation put trackers in her car, on her persons, in her home, put surveillance footage, put audio recorders. They essentially stalked her. Nicki Minaj will say that that's something that she can relate to because she also went through something similar at the hands of Roc Nation. She told the Barbs that she needs them now more than ever, and there's no time for distractions. It's time to go to war because she's waging war against Roc Nation, and she will claim she's got some real juicy information on Roc Nation. She claims the conversation about hiding likes on Twitter was started because she kept liking things exposing Roc Nation, Jay-Z, and Desiree Perez. She would also say listening devices, cameras, and car tags she also had to endure. She would also claim the story of the Demory Hadley family being torn apart is also something she could relate to. She would say it all sounds so familiar, trying to tear a husband away from his wife and family with lies and friends in high places. Yuck. No more distractions. Nicki Minaj would also repost the old clip from Station Head where she's speaking, is coy, is real subliminal, but she's still discussing how the people who we love or we got some type of affection towards, that they're the ones responsible for Nicki Minaj being swatted and her home being targeted multiple times.
Oh, what y'all are seeing, even in grown men, and you'd be surprised who's really, really, really behind a lot of things that you guys see. Sometimes it's, people that you love or really with, and you just don't know it.
She then will wrap things up with this particular tweet where she will say, to the PMs who claim it wasn't made clear to your ugly blank, hopefully Demory massive and detailed page-by-page claim gets you all the way caught up. And never called me a liar, never insinuated either. Every single angel ever created fights for me at the mere mention of the word as it relates to me. Vengeance is the Lord, be careful. No one who conspired on the wrong side will go unpunished for the role they played in this movie. I hope it was all worth it. I don't know what Roc Nation is going to do, but they need to do something fast to stop this momentum. I've been on the internet long enough to where I can tell you, usually the downfall of a powerful entity who's on top, the downfall happens once it becomes cool to call you out and accuse you of things. Once it becomes cool to expose you. We've seen it with Diddy. Diddy downfall happened very rapidly once the Cassie lawsuit came, and then everybody else who ever been done wrong by Diddy, they began to come out. Now we're seeing it with Roc Nation. Demory Hadley's lawsuit came out. Now when DDG is going through the thing he's going through with Halle Bailey, the first thing they say is, yo, Roc Nation trying to tear down DDG. Now streamers are saying Roc Nation is evil. Now Nicki Minaj is speaking out. Roc Nation is this. This new lawsuit with Fat Joe, Roc Nation is this. So now it's becoming trendy. It's becoming cool to call you out. Now people ain't really scared about the consequences anymore.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people who are exposing you and calling you out, they're either too big to really be affected by Roc Nation, a la Nicki Minaj, or they're too small to really care about their Twitter pages being deleted, a la the numerous of fans. We're right with like 1,000 followers. Now, Nicki Minaj's rant was not, super explosive. She claims there's more. But what it did do is it inspired Demory Hadley to come on Twitter to start the exposer. And the first bombshell that Demory Hadley released that had me on the edge of my seat, really wondering how deep this rabbit hole go, was apparently TMZ was working on behalf of Roc Nation trying to get Demory Hadley's husband locked up. As recently as recent, Demory Hadley would write, "You guys, Desiree Perez and Roc Nation, then hired TMZ and they attempted to contact the state attorney's office in Miami to lie and report a case based on false accusations. I never wanted to go to the media. I was bullied and I had to protect myself and husband." Wait, I'm so. Why is TMZ, out of all people, trying to report a crime on behalf of Roc Nation? And the receipts is here. This is an email to the Miami-Dade Police Department. So Jennifer Delgado, the senior news producer from TMZ, they wrote, "I'm one of the court producers at TMZ. I'm looking into the Javon Hadley case and understand that there is a jail call that violates the stay away order as he is sending messages to the victim, Demory Lopez, while incarcerated for a violation of the same order. Most notably, the defendant is heard on the audio saying that he has connections with judges in the Miami area and insinuates that he will get off easily. Can you please advise on whether you are planning to arrest Mr. Hadley on the newly discovered violations? Additionally, please place me on any list you may have for future press releases regarding the case. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter." Why are you pushing for anybody to arrest this man? Like, what is wrong with y'all, bruh? Yo, who do TMZ work for? Because TMZ has been accused of really pushing the line on behalf of celebrities for years, but this is one of the most egregious cases I've ever seen. Just in case you may think this is a prank, no, it's not. This is as recent as April 26, 2024. And then also, too, if you look at the tag, this is from the actual official TMZ email account. So this is not a prank. This wasn't some troll. No, this is an official TMZ member inquiring, asking the police department to arrest Javon Hadley for apparently violation of protection. What is wrong with y'all? Kanye West has been warning us for years about TMZ and how TMZ worked with Kim Kardashian to essentially torment and bully him and drive him mentally insane. So, but we kind of ignored it because it's Kanye West. Kanye West is somebody who has a history of being off the edge and bipolar. So we didn't really take it seriously. But when we look at TMZ producers working on behalf of Roc Nation, trying to get an innocent man locked up, it's crazy. Because, again, and when I say innocent, I mean the police department did whatever research they needed to do, and they dropped a 14-page apology claiming he should have never been arrested. Once that happens, bruh, then I gotta back up. Now, I've seen what's included in Desiree Perez's lawsuit against Hadley. I've seen it. But once the police is saying, "Hey, bro, this man is innocent," I ain't got nothing else to say. Demory didn't just stop at Twitter. She actually did a tell-all interview this morning exposing Roc Nation, exposing Desiree Perez, her mother, and exposing the other details that we haven't seen yet that's gonna be coming out soon.
Just talking a little bit about what happened to you so that the audience is aware. So essentially, how were your freedoms taken away and what happened to you in the last couple of years?
Yes. So I would say my freedom was personally attacked on March 27th, 2024. The Baker Act was used against me unlawfully, as well as the Marchman Act, as well as a petition for guardianship, which, as many of you know, you have to be deemed incapacitated, which I am very far from. So those were the three things that were used to falsely imprison me, to essentially take away my voice. And then as far as intimidation and abuse, that has been going on for well over a year now. I've been sued. My husband's been sued. We both were falsely imprisoned. I have no access to the man who raised me now. I can't get in contact with him. What else has been done? Private investigators, unlicensed private investigators, living across the street. They moved now, but just the following. I mean, the list goes on, and I know we'll talk about that in our detailed interview, but those were the specific, short answer things that have happened to me.
And for those watching who aren't familiar with Demory's situation, she has the receipts. The receipts are all there. You can find it on the internet already. You did an incredible interview with Jaguar, right? So I want to shout out Jaguar. And, and we're going to get more into that. I want to talk a little bit about, first of all, what was some of your mom's alleged involvement in all of this?
Alleged is a very strong word because of the receipts and the evidence that I have is overwhelming, right. Honestly. But I know we have to tread lightly with that. So her involvement is pretty much very black and white, right? So we have body cam footage of doctors, and I quote, saying, me saying, I know you were paid by my mother, and Dr. Daniel Bobar saying, well, all doctors are paid. So we have that, right? We have a private investigator named James Fondo, owner of Sig9, former Broward Sheriff Office police officer, saying that, he put a tracker in my car, which is a felony here in the state of Florida, right? We have police reports listing my mom, her full name, Desiree Perez, but then listing her as my aunt when she's not my aunt, and her lying on police reports into police, claiming to be my aunt. I'm not sure why she didn't think that people wouldn't check that. It's very uncertain. We have body cams of private investigators, Jeffrey Brown, admitting that my aunt, aka my mom, called police and said I was being abducted at a farm with my 3 husband's nephews to get him arrested, and for police to go over there and arrest him in front of the kids, very intentionally, because it could have been done every other day. It was done that way to make a statement, and it was done to intimidate children. So I do want to highlight that, because I don't think it matters what color or ethnicity. Children should always be off limit. And I don't think people are talking about that enough, right? About the conscious trauma that I've been through, my husband. You have now impacted children. To the point we haven't been back to that farm, and we used to go once a year, every year in December. And we haven't been able to go because, again, the trauma of going there. What else? We have body cam. We have her listed in both the Baker Act, the Marchman Act, the guardianship petitions as her being the petitioner to essentially get rid of my rights, Desiree Perez. So she's listed on there. This is all public record. I've been doing my due diligence to post it. I'm realizing that a lot of people don't have access to download these public records. So I'm working with a mutual person that connected me to you to get that out there in the light so that people can, have access to reading it. Because I know Pacer is very expensive. So working on getting that out for you guys. BJ, the surprise witness, did a deep dive on the lawsuit. It's 95 pages, the alleged complaint. But we inserted not everything, but enough so that you guys understand, there's enough evidence that Desiree Perez is involved. There's enough evidence that Roc Nation's involved. There's enough evidence that all these entities are involved. Obviously, I didn't show my full hand, right? Because that's the purpose of court. Right. But yeah, that's her direct involvement, allegedly.
This is why I get so pissed off when I watch these other platforms speak about this and they dismiss this. And we know why they're dismissing it. They're dismissing it because they don't want to piss off Roc Nation. But when they speak about this, they speak about it as if this is just a concerned mother, a concerned mother, who just so happened to be doing things that are bad for her kid. No, this is a concern. I wouldn't even say concern at this point. I feel like at this point, it has to be vindictive. This is systematically evil. Kids' lives are being destroyed. Kids are being traumatized. A woman choosing to love somebody that her rich mom don't like doesn't mean that she deserves to have her entire life torn apart. Her job situation ruined. Her living situation ruined. Husband being dragged away in handcuffs on multiple occasions. She's being institutionalized. This woman that's talking is not a woman that you can ever say has mental health issues. Cut it out. Cut it out. But the job situation to me is one of the most damning things, because her job that she was at, the company, that she was at, apparently was having financial issues, needed funding for something. Her mom bailed out the company. And almost immediately, the company began to essentially work on behalf of her mother. They staged this work meeting that was completely fabricated, by the way. And it was just a ploy to have a therapist talk to her so the therapist can, I guess, diagnose her and have her institutionalized again. So her job lied to her and told her this was a Nike meeting. It was a meeting for Nike, and she'll be talking to a Nike rep. But when she hopped on the phone, the Nike rep began to ask her some weird questions. So she soon and quickly figured out, this ain't no Nike rep, bruh. Like, you sounding like a therapist. This is like the work text message where they're telling her, hey, oh my God, I forgot to tell you, we have a Nike Academy call 11 a.m. tomorrow. They asked us to pick someone that could train the office. Sorry it's late. I just want to put it on your radar. So they're telling her, hey, we're choosing you because you're one of our best employees. And they put her on this call. Now they're telling her this woman she's on the call with is Rachel Thomas, the program director for a particular niche of Nike. This story gets crazy. The NikeAcademy.com even created an entire profile for her. Said Rachel Thomas, right, has been the program director of the Nike Academy for over a decade. Immediately after the call, the profile deleted. The profile went away, right? There's no trace of Rachel Thomas as the program director of the Nike Academy. But instead, her real name is actually Rachel Bernstein. Rachel Bernstein is actually a professional who apparently specializes in indoctrination, how to spot a manipulator. So they essentially had this woman speak with the daughter to essentially confirm that the daughter is being manipulated and abused. So hence that could lead to the daughter being institutionalized. This is insane. Nicki Minaj is backing and supporting Demory Hadley now. Demory Hadley has a couple more big interviews scheduled. I've been in communication. I've reached out. I'm trying to interview her. So we'll see how that goes. But, this is getting really bad, man. The Roc Nation downfall has officially started. Let's see how long it takes for us to be defeated. Not us, by the way, because I'm not working. Let me know. Hey, not us, bro. All right? Not us. Because if y'all favorite creators that y'all love, that y'all listen to every week, if they not going to speak on this, if they not going to you feel me, put their neck on the line for Roc Nation, I'm not either. All right? I'm going to clap it up for you, Demory Hadley, from the sidelines, all right? Until the culture begins to hold everybody accountable, don't ask certain people to put their careers on the line, all right? But y'all let me know in the comment section, man, what do you guys think about this? What do y'all believe, okay? If you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out how Diddy just got exposed badly by this new victim. I'm going to see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.
Peace. The gatekeepers, man. They gatekeepers, and they doing something. They doing something to keep that gate. They gotta do something to keep that gate. That's why they doing that. Hey, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Look here, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.